Yeah, sure.
Good morning and welcome. I would like to welcome all attending and those watching remotely
I can come down the corner too.
to this meeting of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This is our last meeting of 2025, and I am presiding over this meeting from the board's headquarters in Manans, New York. I wish to thank all those attending and those watching this meeting for your interest in the operations and management of the New York State UIAB. We are an adjudicative body with jurisdiction over disputes regarding eligibility and payments concerning New York State unemployment insurance. Thank you for your continued interest in this consequential work. My name is Geraldine Riley, and I am the chair of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This meeting has been noticed, the draft agenda has been published, and the minutes from the previous July 16, 2025 meeting have been circulated to the members, and the public has been invited to observe in real time. This meeting is being recorded and will be available along with the minutes on our website, uiappeals.ny.gov. I would like to begin this meeting by expressing my thanks to all of those who have supported the work of the board in addressing the many challenges that we face. Today, I would like to thank the staff and leadership of all of our 8 offices, and of course, and primarily, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the board for their work, encouragement, and support. Thank you. For this meeting, I would like to again acknowledge the many technological innovations which this year has brought. We have accomplished much through the expertise and innovations of our leadership team. We have ensured a workplace that is better and more efficient while ensuring a continuing excellent product in a customer-friendly environment. You will hear more about these many exciting projects during the executive presentations, but I can assure you that this has been a time of technological advancement, which will change many aspects of how we do our work, all in the interest of serving our customers and our employees in a smarter and a better way. These include virtual hearings, electronic case files, an improved customer service communication system, and UISIM, and many other innovations that have been accomplished or on the horizon. As ever, it is my hope that a regular and consistent schedule of board meetings presents a board that is proactive and accessible, and a board which aggressively addresses the 21st century challenges that we face or that we anticipate, and that we address those tasks with optimism and confidence in the skill and effort of our many talented employees. Each board member and each staff member is serious and interested, industrious, and engaged in their approach to the important work that we do, and I sincerely thank them for that. I want to acknowledge and thank our Chief Administrative Law Judge, Tracy Covey, who is with me, who is based in Syracuse, but who is here today in Manans, and who has worked tirelessly to advance the board and our mission. Tracy assumed this role in a time of pandemic crisis and has led the board judiciously with empathy, wisdom, and compassion, and so very well ever since. So thank you, Tracy. I also want to acknowledge Lee Brown, our talented and innovative executive director, who is unfortunately not with us today in Manans. In her place, her remarks will be read by our UIAB manager, Janet Bedoin. Janet is a beacon here demonstrating leadership, fairness, and innovation, qualities that we highly value, as does Lee. So thank you, Lee and Janet. For this meeting, our report on our higher authority appeals will be presented by Acting Principal ALJ Catherine Adlerman. Acting Principal ALJ Adlerman has been with the board for many years and is widely regarded as a reasoned and valued voice in the adjudication of higher authority appeals. I greatly appreciate your expertise and your willingness to share your knowledge with the board. So thank you, Cab. I also want to thank Alex Joa Gilbert, who is taking our minutes, and our talented BSA team, Amy Higby, Nastasia Tripp, and Jared Bowl, who will be assisting in our technology today. There will be a short training session after our meeting today, providing information on our much anticipated UISIM modernization project. Before the call to order, I would like to remind members, staff, and the public that our next public meeting of the board will be held Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Thank you. Now calling the meeting to order. Our first order of business is a roll call of attendees by Janet Bedoin on behalf of Lee Brown.
Thank you, Jerry. First, I'll note that you're in Manans and we'll take the remainder of the roll call. When I say your name, please say you're present and note your present location that is accessible to the public. Board Member Randall Douglas.
Present, Manans.
Board Member Kimberly Jean-Pierre.
Present, Manans.
Board Member Marilyn O'Mara.
Present, Manans.
Board Member June O'Neill.
Present, Canton.
Chair Riley, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much, Janet. Now that a quorum has been established, we can proceed. Our next order of business is to review and adopt the draft agenda for today's meeting. Could you please take a minute to read the agenda, which has been circulated and published? Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Thank you, Randy. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Second.
Thank you, Jen. All in favor of accepting the motion to accept the agenda and incorporate it into the record, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hearing no, thank you, Jen. Hearing no negative votes, the agenda has been adopted. Our next order of business is to read and adopt the minutes from our July 16th, 2025 meeting.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and place them into the record as presented.
Thank you so much, Randy. Is there a second for the motion? to
Second.
waive the reading? Marilyn and June, thank you. All in favor of accepting the minutes and waiving the reading, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All in favor? I hear no negatives. Therefore, the reading of the minutes has been waived and they have been incorporated into the record. Thank you. Our first report will be the Executive Director's report, which will be read by Janet Bedoin.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Janet Bedoin, UID Manager, reporting on behalf of Lee Brown, Executive Director. Staffing on the administrative team has been stable. Excuse me. We have not had any new retirements in this quarter. We promoted Christiane Schrader Manans from a senior employment security clerk to a labor services representative. As board members, you may have already worked with Christiane. She was fantastic on the hearing admin team and has been a great addition to the appeals admin team. We welcomed back Yuli Quintero, LSR in Garden City, and are happy to have her back. I'll leave the judicial team updates for Tracy. Jumping into technology and modernization, on September 22nd, we launched Zero, which is an internal employee technical support ticketing system to track and organize issues and collect longitudinal data to improve work, personnel development, and identify potential systematic issues. ITS worked closely with Jared Bull, BSA2 in Manans, and me throughout the procurement, and they were instrumental assisting us with this procurement. Now that it is complete, all appropriate ticketing and supporting information will be housed in our new UIAB SharePoint site, and the ticketing system will replace the BSA shared mailbox. The Unemployment Insurance System Improvement Modernization, UISIM project continues its progress. A number of admin and judges are committed to and actively engaged in the UISIM project user acceptance testing, which is UAT, and preparing end user training guides. UAT is application testing. Samantha Clute, BSA1 from Manans, is leading UISIM UAT, and Jared is leading end user training with support from Sam and the UISIM team. Our admin and judges who are creating our training program will then train board members and staff before go live. Creating training is complicated and time consuming. Tentative staff training is planned for the last week in January and the first week in February. The board member training has not yet been tentatively scheduled. The go live date has not been officially announced. The BSA team did a great job working with a few admin, judges, and ITS to test the Windows 11 upgrade and upgrade the board's laptops statewide. The biggest hurdle was memory and space on laptops and ensuring that everyone had enough memory and space for the upgrade, requiring almost all of the board laptops to be replaced. We do not have a specific timeline for all laptop distribution at this time. The last thing I will share about the BSA team is that they have been recognized on a monthly basis throughout 2025 by ITS for having the highest quality assurance score for our website. ITS's original goal was to move all state agencies and boards above 90. I'd like to thank and congratulate our team on the remarkable quality of work they continue to do, which directly impacts the quality of customer service our customers receive through the information on our website. As you know, the UIAB is always looking for ways to increase output, improve customer service, and support streamlined processes for personnel. Earlier this year, we awarded a contract to a vendor to conduct an on-site evaluation of the technology systems, processes, and workflows between the New York State Department of Labor's Adjudication Services Office and the UIAB. The work was completed from September 2nd through the 12th. The goal was to identify inefficiencies, slow processing times, and missing or incomplete functionality that hindered the effective processing of unemployment claim appeals between the two units. Their evaluation validated the efficiency of several initiatives we'd already begun, including the centralization of administrative functions, issuance of new laptops to all staff, and increased judicial staffing. They also suggested ways we could leverage judicial calendars to increase hearing throughout, which we have begun to implement. This year, we have continued to report on technology and our efforts to focus on customer service to all customers and our employees. I am proud of this focus to enhance how customers access services, our support, and benefits. Each of our employees has a role which connects them to our customers, and each action they take contributes to the bigger picture. We will continue to listen to what people need and to respond with purpose to deliver meaningful outcomes. Thank you all. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Janet. Are there any comments, thoughts, or questions regarding the report? Hearing none, I would just like to add that in the report which Lee wrote and Janet delivered, it does remark that each of our employees has a role which connects them to our customers. And I have seen that so consistently through the work of our team. It just does bear repeating. And again, I want to thank Janet for being with us today because her work has really contributed so much over the many years to the success of the board. So thank you. There are no other comments. Then is there a motion to accept the report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kimberly.
second,
Thanks, Jim. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating into the record, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Jim. All in favor? June, was that an aye?
aye. Yes,
Okay. All right, thank you. The report is unanimously accepted into the record. Thank you. We're moving on, and now we are moving on to the next order of business, which is the Chief ALJ's report as delivered by Chief ALJ Tracy Covey.
Thank you, Chair Riley, and good morning, everyone. I'm happy to have the opportunity to provide you with some updates on our operations today. I first would like to tell you about a couple of retirements and promotions that we've had on the judicial side. First, as you all know, Principal ALJ Chris Tate is in the process of retiring from state service. His last day in the office was in mid-September after 29 years with the board. His contributions to the important work that we do have been substantial. We had a fun send-off for him a few weeks ago, and we already miss him very much. But I'm happy to announce that we have named Catherine Atherman as acting principal ALJ for the higher authority, and will formally post the position in a couple of weeks. She's already transitioned smoothly into this new role and will be giving the report on the recent third department cases after my report today. So welcome, Kat. Excuse me. Another retirement of note is Senior ALJ Herb Fowler in our Syracuse office, retired in September after 30 years with the board. or 30 years of state service. He did have some state service before he came here. He also contributed greatly to the board's successes. He was always willing to volunteer for special projects, to pick up additional cases when needed, and to bring a smile to his coworkers' face through his witty sense of humor. We wish him all the best as he enters this new chapter. Based on these retirements and some other retirements earlier this year, we promoted 2 ALJs to senior ALJ positions, Shannon Pizzullo at the higher authority and Sarah Byerly at the lower authority. Both Sarah and Shannon have prior supervisory experience and have shown strong understanding of our law and our procedures in their time with the board so far. We are excited to work with all of them in their new roles. In the next year, we will continue to focus on the recruitment and hiring of 2 judicial classes of up to 15 judges apiece. We anticipate our next recruitment to be posted in January for a start date in April of 2026, and we are hopeful that we can hire enough judges to stay ahead of anticipated attrition of our more senior judicial personnel. Our 2025 classes continue to progress and gain valuable experience. The class we hired in March has been on full calendar since mid-July and will be completing their 3rd quarter training shortly. Our July class finished their initial 7-week training with flying colors and will be receiving 2nd quarter training in a couple of weeks. They are currently holding 3 hearings per day, and that will increase as the year progresses. Both classes have fit in well with our existing staff and are doing a wonderful job. We also continue to add programs to our CLE library. We have been steadily adding about 1 class per month, and we now have a total of 9 available, with another handful still in development. The most recent course discusses eligibility requirements for foreign nationals to receive unemployment insurance benefits. Our goal is to continue to upload approximately 1 course per month, depending on our workload and other priorities. We will also be training our newer judges on status and contribution cases towards the end of this month, and that training will be recorded and also posted on our CLE library once it's complete. Turning to our computer modernization and the important role some of our judicial staff is playing, we have 4 to 5 judges who continue to test the system. Our testers, who are comprised of both administrative staff, business systems analysts, and our judges, will continue to log defects, test the system, and work in the testing and training environment to assure optimal function upon rollout. Jared Bowl, BSA 2, is leading the training team, as Janet mentioned, and they continue to make progress on the creation of discrete user guides for training, which is anticipated to occur in the 1st quarter of 2026. The team also continues to meet with various users to prepare for the implementation of the new system while attempting to minimize disruption to our customers. Now, switching gear from personnel and technology to our quality numbers, our federal quality scores remain remarkably high. For the 2nd quarter of 2025, 20 audits were completed, no critical errors were found, and we had an average score of 99.67. All of these cases achieved the U.S. Department of Labor's passing grade of 85% or better, and 17 out of the 20 hearings had perfect scores of 100. We are currently conducting FQRs for the 3rd quarter of 2025, which I will report on at our next meeting. And again, while our quality remains high, we continue to struggle to meet USDOL acceptable level of performance markers for the lower authority. Validated data shows that the average case age for the lower authority for August was 62.31 days, which was a decrease of about 1.5 days from my last report. And just this morning, I received the numbers for September, which shows that our average case age has decreased farther. We're now at 59.84%. So we're trending in the right direction. However, it is still above the acceptable 30-day average, and we will continue to work on that. As I've previously reported, we have been receiving high intake from the Department of Labor all year and have been unable to schedule all of the cases as quickly as we would like. We are still focusing on scheduling oldest cases first and have issued decisions on over 29,300 case numbers so far this year, but our inventory still remains at approximately 12,000 cases. To decrease our inventory prior to the launch of the new computer system, we have started something that we call a super pool project, where we schedule 50 to 100 unassigned cases per day and identified a small team of very efficient ALJs who are tasked with completing as many hearings as they can throughout each day. Anything the super pool team cannot handle is then assigned to other judges whose hearings have defaulted. We remain hopeful that this new initiative and our increased recruitment, that with both of those, with the new initiative and the increased recruitment, that we will be able to significantly increase the number of cases that we hear and decide each week. And finally, at the higher authority, our numbers have remained relatively stable. We're not in compliance with US DOL's average case age of 40 days. But in August, our case age was 53 days, and in September, it's down to 45.96. So we're getting closer and closer to meeting those particular requirements. This number is also due to staffing and the need for some of our judicial staff to dedicate 100% of their time to the UISIM project that I was just talking about. Despite this, we have issued approximately 3,475 appeal decisions so far in 2025. So good job. And this concludes my report. And as it's the last board meeting of the year, I will wrap up by saying go Bills, because if the last two games are any indication, they need all the support that they can get at this particular point in time. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today.
Thank you, Tracy. Are there any thoughts, comments, questions regarding Tracy's report?
Besides the Bills.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the super pool. That's a good idea going forward.
Mhm.
Yes, definitely.
Are they going
Tracy.
to wear capes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they
right.
going to wear capes?
Yeah, I think we maybe
So we'll know
could
when
do
we see
something with
them?
that.
Yeah, Tracy and her team have been remarkably innovative and creative, all in the service of the UIB. I mean, you have just come up with strategies that make a consequential difference to the board and to the customers. So many thanks for that, and continue, of course, continuing your excellence as well. It's so remarkable, and it cannot go unsaid that the average score was 99.67 when the passing score is 85. We have a very talented team, and that's reflected. It reflects your training, your commitment, and commitment of all the board and all of our seniors and pouches. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
That's the bottom line. I mean, look at the score, you know, it's easy to look at the time frames and not meeting the standards, but when you look at the end result, that's the bottom line.
And I
Congratulations.
like the recruitment, you know, like we're trying to strive to even be better with recruiting and training, so.
Absolutely. So if there are no further comments, is there a motion to accept the record, accept the report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you,
Yes.
Marilyn. Is there a second? Thank you, Kimberly. All in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, wonderful. We have a unanimous agreement that the record, that the report will be incorporated, so many thanks for that. And moving on with our agenda, we come to the Principal ALJ for Appeals report to be delivered by our acting Principal ALJ for Appeals, Catherine Adlerman.
Thank you, Sherry. Good morning. My name is Catherine Adlerman, and I'm the acting principal ALJ for the higher authority of the UIB. I'm pleased to provide you with update on recent appellate division cases. The first case I'll talk about is the matter of Charlene Caruso and Shenandoah Central School District, Commissioner Labor, 2025, New York AD Lexus 5241. And that was decided September 25th, 2025. In that case, the third department reversed a decision of the Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board, finding that the employer had not provided the claimant reasonable assurance of employment for the 2023 to 2024 school year. The board had originally found the employer's witness did not possess the requisite firsthand knowledge of the process to hire substitute teachers to be a competent witness. The court disagreed with us and concluded that the witness's testimony established her competence. The witness stated that she oversaw the substitute teacher registry system for a little over a year by the time the reasonable assurance letter was sent out in June 2023, was trained by coworkers, utilized online training from the registry company, knew what information was contained in the system, and knew how to use the search function to answer questions. The court further disagreed with the board's assessment of the evidence that was offered regarding the number of assignments given to the claimant in the preceding year. It also found the fact that the claimant, an uncertified teacher, would not be given preference for substitute teaching assignments. It also found that the fact that the claimant, an uncertified teacher, would not be given preference for substitute teaching assignments was misplaced, as there was no change in the claimant's credentials from one year to the next, and the claimant had received assignments in the preceding year. As a result, we continue to review this decision to determine its impact on our witness competency assessments and whether we need to review our standards of evidence to establish reasonable assurance. The second case is matter of Zenaida Karasik, Commissioner of Labor, 2025, New York AD Lexus 5120, decided September 18th, 2025. In Karasik, the third department affirmed a decision of the board that denied claimant's application to reopen a previous board decision. The claimant testified at the hearing with the aid of a Russian interpreter. The claimant prevailed at the lower authority and the Commissioner of Labor appealed. By decision dated January 5th, 2023, the board reversed the ALJ's decision and sustained the determinations. The claimant did not appeal the decision to the appellate division at that time. Instead, on May 8th, 2023, she applied to reopen the board's decision. The claimant argued that her limited English proficiency impeded her ability to understand the proceedings and the decisions. The court disagreed, noting the claimant fully participated in the original hearing with the assistance of a Russian language interpreter, and both the ALJ and the board decisions contained notices in Russian explaining the result, how the claimant could get a translation of the decision, and the process for appealing a decision. The claimant did not allege that she did not understand the Russian notice, did not allege that she was unable to speak to anyone if she tried to call the number provided, nor did she detail any efforts she made to follow the procedures to appeal outlined in the notices. Therefore, the appellate division determined that the board did not abuse its discretion in denying claimant's application to reopen the board's January 5th, 2023 decision. The final decision is matter of Mercedes, and that is 205 New York AD Lexus 4669, and that was decided August 7th. In Mercedes, a Spanish-speaking claimant applied for unemployment insurance benefits after losing one of her two simultaneous jobs. While still working at her second job, she certified weekly and received benefits for the period from March 2020 through September 5th, 2021. In May 2022, the department issued an initial determination finding that the claimant was ineligible to receive unemployment insurance benefits from March 22nd, 2020 to August 1st, 2021, and from August 9th, 2021 to September 5th, 2021, because she was not totally unemployed during that time. By decision filed June 13th, 2023, the board found the claimant had not made willful misrepresentations to obtain benefits for the original period of March 22nd, 2020 to March 14th, 2021, because she had only been presented with the online certification questions in English. However, the board found that she did make willful misrepresentations for the second benefit period from March 21st, 2020 to September 5th, 2021, as she was presented with certification questions, or that date should be March 21st, 2021 to September 5th, 2021, as she was presented with certification questions in her primary language and still certified that she was not working. Because there was a willful misrepresentation, the board found that all of the overpaid benefits for the entire period were recoverable and referred the matter back to the Department of Labor for recalculation of the forfeiture and civil penalties. In its initial decision, entered February 13th, 2025, the appellate division found that the Labor Law 597.3's one-year limitation on reviewing unemployment insurance determinations did not apply to the recovery of the federal benefits and remitted the matter to the appeal board for determination of whether 597.3 precluded the recovery of the state benefits. The board thereafter found the Department of Labor had jurisdiction to issue the initial determination for the entire claim period since her certifications for the period of March 21st, 2021 through September 5th, 2021 constituted willful misrepresentations. In support of this conclusion, the board cited Appeal Board number 623888A, which held that a single willful misrepresentation concerning how the claimant's employment ended provided the requisite jurisdiction for the Department of Labor to issue initial determinations concerning an ineligibility determination of capability and recoverable overpayment, notwithstanding that there was no willful misrepresentation relating to the claimant's original certifications concerning capability. One for all for one. The department disagreed and determined that subsequent willful misrepresentations did not afford jurisdiction over the first period where willful misrepresentations were not found. The court distinguished the prior appeal board decision because in that matter, the willful misrepresentation was about the reason for the separation from work, which was a voluntary separation, and implicated the entire claim, whereas here the certifications related to the discrete eligibility periods of total unemployment. The appellate division also reiterated its holding that the limitation contained in Labor Law 597.3 did not prevent the department from recovering the claimant's federal benefits paid during the first period. That being said, if anybody would like hard copies of these decisions, which are pretty fact specific, I will have them packaged and sent via email. And in response to Tracy, because my household is a 49er fan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kat. Are there any questions, thoughts on these decisions?
What a complicated case that's the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
Very fact specific.
Yeah, very good.
yes.
You know, that's the work that our team and our judges do. Days matter, commas matter. It's very intense work. And again, Kat, I appreciate your summary of the decisions. And the summary simplifies some very complicated issues. So many thanks for your report.
I had help from Tracy, so I can't take over.
If there are no further
Madam
questions.
Chair, I would
Yes.
like to put into the record that the board congratulates Kat on her promotion to acting principal.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Tina.
very
Yes,
much.
congratulations, Kat.
Yes,
Thank you.
well deserved.
Thank you.
now as we proceed, I will take a motion to incorporate the report into the record. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Marilyn. Is there a second?
Second,
Kimberly. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating it into the record, please signify by saying aye or by raising your hand.
Aye.
aye.
It is unanimous. There are no negatives. The report is incorporated into the record. So thank you very much for that. Come to the portion of our agenda. Is there any other business or any new business?
I'd just like to make one comment. First of all, thanks, Kat. You're always so quick to get us answers that we need, and you're very professional, and I wish you all the best in your. And Janet, I want to thank Janet, because anytime you need anything around here, Janet's the first one to reach out and say, how can I help? So thank you.
Thank you, Randy. And we all appreciate that. And I think we will all
Yes.
second it.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Hearing no other new business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Second.
All in favor of accepting the motion to adjourn, please signify by saying aye or by raising your hand.
Aye.
The motion is unanimous and this meeting is adjourned. Many thanks. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Amy, you can stop the recording.